Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur, organized a World Record Series 2. Today there is 302, 302nd day of the long series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is on dais Honorable Dr. Puja Kaushik ma'am. So firstly, I heartily welcome to you, madam, for the dais. I welcome the chief organizer of the series, our ideal principal M. Ambedkar sir. Also welcome faculty members and all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is entrepreneurial finance and challenges. Now this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, Honorable Dr. Puja ma'am. She is an assistant professor presently serving at Rajiv Gandhi College of Management Studies in Mumbai. So with this brief introduction, now I request you, madam, please start your presentation. You are most welcome.
Well, very good evening, everyone. This Dr. Prashant Ugade, Dr. Ambedkar sir, and all the other participants who all are there onto the presentation. A very good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to give a great thanks to Dr. Ambedkar, who has given up a platform to all the faculties like us, who will be coming up every day and presenting up one or the other topic. It's just a great podium for everyone to give a part and parcel of the passing of information, learning. Every day we are going to learn of one thing or the other. Thanks a lot, sir. As per my topic is entrepreneurial financial challenges. So before proceeding with entrepreneurial financial challenges, the first form is the name that requires an answer is what is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who is bringing up a new business or a process of designing, launching and running up a new business. The person who is doing all such activities of process of designing, launching and running of a business, that particular person is termed as an entrepreneur. It is a startup company. Any new business that we are bringing up, that is a startup company. That's not an entrepreneur is from an old business and he is coming up and calling up it as an entrepreneur. No. He is starting up a new business, offering a product, process or services that has been defined as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize and manage a business venture along with any of its risk in order to make a profit. For this very particular reason, I would just like to share up my slide. I hope it will be visible to you all. Just give me a second. Share. Not this one. So sorry to say. Okay. Not this one, sorry. I'll be starting up with my slide. It just gives me some time. Back. And back to this. It's just giving me some issue. Okay, whatever is there in the stop presenting. So there is
visible, madam. Screen is slowly, no issue.
Yeah.
Screen is visible.
Window.
Go to the proper page.
Yes, sir. Coming up with this topic, Introduction to Entrepreneurial Finance. Today in this lecture, what we'll be going with is the learning objectives, describing the evaluation, of thinking about entrepreneurs, recognizing that study the entrepreneurial finance leads to better investments and financing decision, understanding why maximize value for the entrepreneur is central to the study of entrepreneurial finance, describing the process, various stages, and the basic business plan. The first point, describing the evaluation of thinking about entrepreneur. Here we are going to talk about the basics of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur and entrepreneurship, what is the basic thing between amongst them? Who is an entrepreneur? As given by various professors, various authors, various writers, or economists, we would say. Mr. R. Cantle, he has said the bearer of risk and provision of capital. The person who is going to bear a risk. Risk on what? On the provision of his capital that he is going to invest in any business. Such person is termed as an entrepreneur. As per by JB say, shifter of resource to higher productivity. Each and every product is there with us. Supposingly, for an example, we are knowing that whenever we are going to produce anything, or from the wheat we are going to have the flour. From the flour we can make a bread. With the help of bread, what next we can make? But shifting of resource to a higher productivity leads to an entrepreneur. As per Sumter, the innovation is distributing status quo. He's the one who is providing you the innovation. It's giving up something new. Innovation, invention, and discoveries, these are the three terms that we use synonymously. Now, what is innovation, what is invention, and what is discovery? Who discovered India? Can I get an answer from your end? Who discovered India? Okay. What did Columbus did? When there is something that is already there onto the existence, and we are just trying to
Yeah.
find it out.
Invented America.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks. I was thinking that nobody is listening to me. Thank you, sir. uh, America was already there. Columbus was already there, but he tried to find that America, and he reflected that America to the whole of that world. So that was an discovery. Now coming up with an invention. What is invention? How is bulb created? How is bell created? How does the car, train, or any other thing that came to an existence, how is it created? They all are developed by putting all the number of resources, and then we started up with the discovery. Now coming up when the things are there, but now we need some improvisation on such things. That is termed as innovation. Phone was there. Mobile phone was even created. But now the mobile phone and the mobile phone that we were having around 10 years back, were they both the same? They were not having cameras, they were not having calendars, they were just like a hatoda, Nokia hatoda we used to call. In my age group, we used to call that as Nokia ka hatoda wala phone. It wasn't that much delicate, it wasn't foldable, new technologies were not there. Nowadays, the mobile phones are going to have the projectors also. So that is an innovation. So then entrepreneur is creating up an innovation. According to Knight, the direct resources is the presence of uncertainty. Every resource is there, but there is some presence of an uncertainty. Maybe our product will be required, maybe our product will be accepted, or maybe our product will not be accepted. If it will not be accepted, then what we will do? If it is accepted, then what? How to produce? For whom to produce? How to produce? The basic economic problems will again arise. According to Drucker, creating something new, transmuting the values, they all are termed as an entrepreneur. The organization where all the entrepreneurs are working, such is termed as an entrepreneurship. But as per the modern view, it was all about the traditional view that we were thinking about entrepreneurs. Coming up to the modern view, the pursuit of opportunities to combine and redeploy the resources without regard to current ownership or control of the resources. Here, the resources are not within a control of a particular person. Here they are segregated. Now each and everyone whosoever wants to start up a business, previously we were knowing only one or two companies of software. Now each and every new person is coming up with one or the other new software companies. TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and now n number of companies are coming up. Maybe they are the producers, maybe they are the source providers, maybe they are working for particular project, or maybe they were providing a assistance to the big business giants. But they all are even termed as an entrepreneur. Coming up to the next slide. Entrepreneur needs to be multidimensional. He doesn't needs only to focus on one thing. Ki nahi, I have only to produce this. He needs to be multidimensional. He needs to work a lot. This is not there ki nahi, I am the person who has only been assigned with marketing, I will only go with marketing. No, he has to look for finance, he has to look for production, he has to go with operations, he has to look for the HR1, n number of activities whatsoever is going on in his business, he has to look into that. Hence we call that entrepreneur is a multidimensional person. Entrepreneur must perceive an opportunity to create value for redeploying a society resources. He must be having all such uh, opportunity that now whatever resources is there with him, he should be redeploying them. He should be utilizing all such resources. He should devise a strategy of marshalling control of necessary resources. What is necessary for the business? He should know and how to take control of it. For example, the best thing in academics that we need is it an infrastructure or a technology or our faculty? Which is most important in academics? Our faculty. So he should know the strategy of controlling the necessary resources. We shouldn't be allowing them to move away. The best resource should be there with us. That's the thing. The next, implement plan of actions to bring about a change. What sort of change you are thinking? How you are going to implement a change? Supposingly, I say I need a mobile which will be having a TV, which will be having a transportation system, which will be having all other features. But how to have that? Will a mobile be used for a vehicle? No. Yes, some software can be implemented which can bring a vehicle for me. So that is the plan of action should be there. Harvest the rewards that accrue from innovation. He should be knowing how to get the rewards and how to use such rewards which you are getting it from the sense of innovation. I hope I am this much clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Move ahead. Yes.
Thank you. This is a diagram which is trying to show that in the darkest blue line, here what we are seeing is in this line, it is all the establishments that are made from year 1992. In this dotted line, it is survival or successful or the organizations that started but slowly and gradually they closed up. Because these products may or may not be accrued or these products may not be willfully accepted by the public. This light blue color line, it a high growth with 5 employees. It is a line which is reflecting a high growth. Maybe it is not having a ample of a manpower, but still it is showing up a growth. Here, in this sky blue sort of this line, which is more like our MR curve, it is showing about an establishment from 1997. But no doubt that business started at 100%,
सांगायची
but slowly and gradually in the preceding years it starts on
बोला
declining. It's a maximum number of entrepreneurs who are having a
बरं
new venture, but they are not having a clear cut idea how to go on, or these ventures stop over there or they starts on declining just due to the sense of not having ample amount of funds with them. Is funds only the criteria for them, or what all they need is they have the funds, but the thing is they would not have utilized such funds in an appropriate way. This is the only point where we are going with our presentation or a webinar today, that what are the financial challenges that any entrepreneur is going to face out. And the entrepreneur should not go like starting up with 100% and then going declining and then to shut up your business. So here what we are going to think about, the new venture survival rates is around 50% for the first 4 years, and then it starts on declining and only 30% in the last 10 years they survive. Why does the remaining doesn't survive? What happened with the 70%? The reason is the fund is not properly utilized. Sometimes the funds that they have got or they have tried to capture it from some areas. Okay, when we need fund for any of our business, what are the sources? The sources are, first of all, we think of our own pocket कि हमारे पास में कितना पैसा है, how much we can invest in any business. Second thing is हम लोग कितने का इक्विटी से हम लोग ले सकते हैं, हम लोग कितने का बैंक लोन से ले सकते हैं, हमारे को मोहल्ले पड़ोस वाले या और कोई हमारे जो बिजनेस में इंटरेस्टेड है वो कितना हमें दे सकता है, सीड फंडिंग कितना हो सकता है, आइडिया जनरेशन के बेसिस पे कितना फंडिंग हो सकता है, एंड नंबर ऑफ sources are there. But is what will be the appropriate ratio for each and every type of capital that we are going to attain? Supposingly our business is concerned only with seasonal product. We are only going to produce some ice creams. So the ice cream season will not be throughout the season, will not be throughout the 12 months of an year. It will be more required, more amount will be required for particular season, the season in which ice creams are more required. Whereas for the remaining of the time period, we won't be requiring that high amount of funds. That is the only reason why those 70% of the businesses are not going up. Because they thought to have that amount of funds, but they didn't try to categorize what amount of funds supposed to be required for working capital, what is supposed to be kept as a reserve, and what all not is required. What should be the suitable source? If we are not working on that amount, why should we are keeping it idle in our organization and we are paying interest on it? That is worthless. In order to keep an amount, we are paying the interest, but we are not getting any return onto that investment. Hence, in that case, the business keeps on declining. The high growth firms have a better survival record, or 72 survival of at least 4 years. 72% of them may be of high growth organization. Here 50% and 30% is for the small and the medium sized businesses. This 72% is for the high sized businesses. One third of non survival entrepreneurs still consider their venture a successful because they would have sold their businesses. They have already sold their businesses. For example, Mindtree, which was later on purchased by L&T. Mindtree was one of the software organization which was trying to capture into the market, but a number of people are not aware of that. So he sold his business to another software company and he started up with some other business. So one third of the non-survival entrepreneurs are considered themselves as successful ventures. As for an example of Mindtree. Now coming up with economic downturns and entrepreneurship. What is downturn? Downturn means when any of a business is going on, but due to certain recession or due to certain economic problems or due to any other thing that is immediately coming up within our business, it tries to create some jerk onto a business and tries to stop. Do every business jerk is going to be harmful for our business, or do any other thing which is which was not at all satirable or which was not at all considered by us, but once it comes it is going to be harmful? No. For example, in the COVID period, there are बेसिकली हम लोगों को जब फीवर बुखार कुछ भी होता था तो हम लोग पैरासिटामोल या कॉम्बिफ्लिम खाते, लेकिन कोविड पीरियड के बाद में हम लोगों ने डोलो लेना शुरू कर दिया। तो डोलो वाला जो ब्रांड था फार्मेसी का, उसको कोविड पीरियड would not have been turning it as a downturn for that very business. It would have been profitable for such business. So coming up to this economic downturn and entrepreneur, what is the benefit of starting a venture in a downturn? Downturn के अंदर हमारा जब business के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा मंदी छा रही होती है, मार्केट में लोगों को निकाल दिया जाता है नौकरी से, आपके पास में बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं ये कहने लगते हैं कि भाई अब तो मार्केट में कुछ नहीं बचा है, नौकरी नहीं मिल रही है, एन नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर। उस समय पे अगर हम बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हैं तो पहली चीज व्हाट वी कैन फाइंड इज अ गुड मैन पावर, अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट इज वेरी लो क्योंकि इंटरेस्ट रेट ऑलरेडी बहुत डाउन हो चुके होते हैं, कंपटीशन में भी लेस इंटेंस बिकॉज मार्केट में मंदी होती है, हर कोई अपने लिए सोचता है कि अब मार्केट में क्या करें। कोविड पीरियड में बहुत सारी नई कार्स हमारे यहाँ इंडिया में लॉन्च हो चुकी, उस समय जबकि कोई कार नहीं खरीद रहा था जल्दी, उस समय लोग ये सोच रहे थे कि वी आर गोइंग टू सेव आवर मनी। तो वो कार्स की कंपनी क्यों आ रही थी? बिकॉज इट वॉज अ डाउन टर्न फॉर ऑल सच बिजनेसेस एंड इट वॉज बेनिफिट फॉर स्टार्टिंग अ वेंचर इन दैट डाउन टर्न। दे वर हैविंग लो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, उनको रेंट वगैरह पे एरियाज आराम से मिले, Competition was less intense, easy to hire high quality employees. The famous competition companies which started during the economic downturn are FedEx, Southeast Trade Airlines, Gentech, HP, Microsoft. There are a few of the examples which started their business in the downturn. So I hope I have made myself very, very clear till this point. Should I proceed further with the next one? Or you need some more
Yes, madam.
explanation on this?
Yes, proceed.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Now, what is globalization of entrepreneur? Globalization means once an entrepreneur is not within the boundaries of a nation, but it is moving appropriate, or it is going across the globe, or crossing across the boundaries of any nation. Entrepreneur now comes over from all over the world and is driven by increased competition for ideas and for financing. Now he is having more ideas and he is having more clear cut idea about the financing now because he has already operated at a national level. Technological advancement. Taking an example of one of the very good businessman, Mr. Lakshmi Sunil Mittal, Mittal and Mittal Industries. He is looking after the steel and iron and all. Now coming up with his business, he was knowing about the increased competition. And now he is into the business of capturing the businesses or having a merger at global level. So he is having a technological advancement. He is having a communication and computers. And government policies and subsidies are also provided to him because he's going to promote or he's going to reflect our countries to abroad or he's going to bring some foreign capital to our country. Foreign funds or foreign currency will be coming along with his business. So he is provided up with some subsidies. I hope everyone is knowing the word or the meaning of the word subsidy that we are getting previously we were getting on our gas or some other things. That is amount the government is supposed to pay certain amount when the price of any product increases and the general public is not able to pay that much amount, the government provides certain assistance in order to pay that amount. That amount is termed as subsidy. The subsidy is basically previously was given on gas cylinders, petrol. So that is a term named as subsidy. Now, what is the global difference in supportiveness for starting and doing a business? The dark blue lines over here that we are finding out, they are various, the x-axis of our graph is having number of countries like Canada, Australia, US, UK. Whereas onto the y-axis, the rank highest number maximum is 61 that has been provided by Canada. Whereas ease of starting any business that are the light blue color lines, they are being that yes, the business, you can start up your business. But whereas once you've started up your business, how long or how much benefits you'll be getting, this is just a basic difference between them. Ease of starting a business means once you're coming up with your new project, so how much assistance is provided to you. But whereas once you had started up your business, now at this stage, how much assistance will be provided to you? This is just a basic difference. Ek, once you still not have started up a business, but you are going to start a business. When you've started, the next step ahead of it is ease of doing any business. So this is just a graph how number of countries are helping in doing up a business or starting up a business. Here in this graph we are finding in the last seventh one is India. uh, Spain, Egypt, Nigeria, Italy, China. So this is the graph. Okay, proceeding further. Now coming up, what are the various types of entrepreneur? Replicative versus innovative, opportunity based versus necessity based, corporate venturing and social venturing. Now explaining each and every type. Replicative. Replicative means the replicative entrepreneurs functions as efficient entrepreneurs of resources. Start up and maintain a business that mimic predecessors. For example, replicative ka example is Ola was already there when started in India. Uber also comes into existence. Ola bikes comes into existence. So that they are copying up the existing formula. They are replicative entrepreneurs. They provide more of existing goods and services. Whereas innovative means when that particular thing is not there with you and now you are trying to start up with that. For example, Google, Intel, Facebook, and eBay. The replicative of Facebook is Twitter. No doubt, Facebook has also been a replicative of some other organization that was Orkut that we were using it on our in our old times. Again, coming up with replicative, the various examples of replicative and innovative can be there. Innovative are basically the basic providers for our functionings. Google has been the basic platform. Unless and until the Google wouldn't have been there, the Google Meet would not have came into existence. Once the Google Meet started on, then there comes n number of other meeting profiles platforms again started on. Some of them were taken up by various organizations. That now our organizational meet will be done on this platform. Now again, WhatsApp also started up. It has been a replicative of this Google Meet. Necessity based versus opportunity based. Necessity means necessity, roti kapda makan, the basic Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So they can be a small scale or for medium scale. Small, low capital ventures, almost always replicative. आटे का एक कंपनी आता है तभी दूसरा आने लग जाता है. There are a number of companies for the same floor. Wheat का आटा. Common in emerging economies. Whereas opportunity-based entrepreneurs are motivated by various ideas. They accounts for virtually all innovative entrepreneurs, most frequently found in developed countries. What is an opportunity cost in economics or in anywhere else, wherever we are using? What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost means we are having the same amount of fund. You can utilize that fund. In economics, we always used to give one example. The same fund that you can use either to make coffee or to make tea. That is an opportunity cost. The amount that you are getting out from making of tea and applying that amount in making of coffee, that is the opportunity cost that you are using. So opportunity based entrepreneurs are motivated by an idea. COVID was an opportunity for the entrepreneurs. They accounts for virtually all innovative entrepreneurs. Most of them started on providing home delivery. Previously, what we were having an idea ki sabji is not never supposed to be given as at home delivery, but that was an opportunity for them. They started on their business, taking that necessity based business to an opportunity based entrepreneur. They created it. The next is entrepreneurial involvement in the workforce. Onto the y axis, over here we are having the percentage of the workforce that is lying from 18 to 64 years. And over here onto the x axis, we are finding number of nations. So, what is the involvement out of necessity and what is the involvement based on opportunity? They are the two things that we are trying to find out. Supposingly, here in the last one, Peru. Peru is having around 40 of the total entrepreneurial involvement of the workforce in the year 2006. But out of this 40, how much has been the involvement based on opportunity? It has been around 25, around 30, sorry. It has been around 30 that has been out of opportunity, whereas the remaining 30 to 40 has been due to necessity. So, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is the more of the opportunity is based, the business starts on, whereas the necessity is always there, which is providing up a small portion because business is always is businessman's or business is already there. But whereas the opportunity that a person grasps, he is always an entrepreneur. He always grasps the opportunity. Coming up with the next type of entrepreneur, they are corporate venturing. Corporate venture means when the two businesses join together for a particular project. Corporate venturing is common for the projects requiring large and complex research teams, generic testing equipments, lengthy development times. So, in order to dump their funds into one organization or into one project, they try to find out a suitable partner with them, that we two will join together, we two will work together, we two will do this thing. This portion will be yours and this portion will be done by us. So that is a venture capital. Venture capital, the live example is Hero and Honda. Incentive to encourage the entrepreneurs are difficult to implement in large organizations. So motivating people to work onto the right project, rewarding the success, and perceived inequalities, they all are the basic three things that we have to take into consideration for corporate venturing. I hope this much is clear. Should I proceed further?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, sir. Now coming up with social venturing. The primary objective of a venture product or the service is to address the social issues. As recently, Mr. Tata, Mr. Ratan Tata, he has made one social venture project for old age peoples. He is going to start up with a number of activities across the globe, or first of all, across India, he is going to start up a business. Immediately after completion of our webinar, I'll be sending a video onto our group so that each and everyone should be knowing what is the social venturing that our other organizations or the current businessmen or entrepreneurs are working on. They are providing a financial returns at traded off against social objectives that supposedly any business is working on. So why does a businessman is going on with CSR activities? Because that is a social venture that they have do that. वरना कोई भी बिजनेसमैन कोई भी सोसाइटी के बेनिफिट के लिए कोई काम नहीं करेगा. तो सोशल वेंचरिंग इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड, विच क्रिएट्स अ बैकसाइड to every consumer ki nahi, this business is very good, they are doing something for the society and we should start on thinking accordingly. It includes efforts by non-profit entities to create for-profit subsidiaries, for example museum, shops, etc. Recent trends in green tech or clean tech, they are the social ventures. What is green tech, clean tech? Clean city, green city, and number of people have taken up this venture. Some of them have contributed, some by either by physicalness or by some funds. The finance is the paradigm. Why do we always comes across कि पैसा चाहिए business को? The reason is the finance is always a pillar that always required for each and every business to start on. More of a good is preferred to less. प्रेजेंट वेल्थ इज प्रेफर्ड टू फ्यूचर वेल्थ. अगर मुझको आज कोई बोले कि आप 1,000 रुपए मुझे उधार दें और मैं आपको 10 साल के बाद दूंगा, कितना देंगे? 1,000 दूंगा. तो सॉरी टू से मैं उधार नहीं दूंगी. द रीजन इज मेरे अमाउंट पे कोई भी इंटरेस्ट रेट नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज द प्रेजेंट वेल्थ इज ऑलवेज बेटर देन अ फ्यूचर वेल्थ. आर बिजनेसमैन ऑल्सो कंसर्न द सेम. हेंस नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स दे आर राइटिंग इट एज कि अगर आप हम लोग अपने अकाउंट्स के अंदर भी एंट्रीज करवाते हैं. अगर आज कोई भी हमारा बंदा सामान लेकर के जा रहा है और वो आज के आज पेमेंट करता है तो हम उसको कैश डिस्काउंट दे देते हैं, ट्रेड डिस्काउंट दे देते हैं. द रीजन इज द प्रेजेंट वेल्थ इज ऑलवेज प्रेफर्ड एज द फ्यूचर वेल्थ. सेफ एसेट्स आर प्रेफर्ड टू रिस्की एसेट्स. वी ऑलवेज गो विद द सेफ एसेट्स. नो व्हाट आर सेफ एसेट्स? इंडिया के अंदर सेफ एसेट्स. Why we always say कि इंडिया की औरतों को गोल्ड पसंद है? Because they think gold is always a safe asset for them, rather than making it as a risky asset. No doubt diamond is more expensive than our gold, but still the ladies prefer gold rather than diamond, because diamond is little bit risky. They are not aware about कि क्या कैरेट है क्या नहीं है, a number of things. तो इसलिए हमारी दादियां नानियां always goes on with that gold. Safe asset is preferred to the risky asset. We use these guidelines to make the investment decision. What asset we require? फाइनेंसिंग डिसीजन, द टाइप्स एंड मिक्स ऑफ द फंडिंग सोर्सेस, कि कितने तरीके के हमको फंड्स कहाँ से लेके आने हैं, कैसे लेकर के आने हैं, उन फंड से हम कौन सी एसेट खरीदेंगे. सपोजिंगली मुझे अपना ट्रांसपोर्ट बिजनेस शुरू करना है, तो अपने ट्रांसपोर्ट बिजनेस के लिए क्या मुझे कार या बस या ट्रेन या ट्रक जो भी मुझे चलाना है अपने ट्रांसपोर्ट बिजनेस के लिए, तो वो मुझे खरीदना है कि रेंट पे लूं. अगर मैं खरीदती हूँ तो उसका मेंटेनेंस कितना जाएगा, रेंट पे लेती हूँ उसका कितना जाएगा, मुझे कौन सा ज्यादा चीपर पड़ेगा, उसके बाद में उसकी लाइफ कितनी रहेगी, आज की तारीख में मैं कितना पैसा लगाऊंगी, तो मुझे कितने साल वो चलेगा. तो देयर आर n number of things which we need to find out before proceeding with any business. Is this much clear? Should I proceed further? What is the importance of real options? The real option is a right but not an obligation to undertake a decision about a non-financial or real asset. रियल ऑप्शन क्या होता है? हमारे पास में आइडियाज बहुत सारे होंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अबंडन अ पुअरली परफॉर्मिंग वेंचर और एक्सपेंड अ वेंचर डूइंग वेल. बहुत सारे हमारे पास फंड लिमिटेड है, हमारे पास में बहुत सारे एन नंबर ऑफ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है कि मैं कोई एक सिक यूनिट खरीद करके, मेरे पास में सेम बिजनेस में मैं ऑपरेट कर रही हूँ, उस सिक यूनिट को अपने साथ ज्वाइन करके फिर मैं आगे काम करूं, या मैं अपने ही बिजनेस को डाइवर्सिफाई करूं, बैकवर्ड या फॉरवर्ड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट करूं. तो ये एक ऑप्शन हमारे पास में अवेलेबल है. उसमें मुझे कौन सा ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल रहेगा, वो वी हैव टू सर्च ऑन. Values of real options depend importantly on the degree of uncertainty surrounding the investment. We are always finding out the degree of uncertainty. Supposingly, I am going on with the transportation business. उस transportation business के अंदर I am working them good here in India. But now I'm having an option. Can I start on with some diversification of the business? मेरे पास में 2 बसें चल रही थी, मैं अपनी 6 बसें कर लूं, या मैं मुंबई के बाहर दूसरी स्टेट में भी अपना बस बिजनेस शुरू करूं, या मैं किसी आउटसाइड कंट्री में करूं, या मैं बसेस के अलावा ट्रेन और ट्रक्स वगैरह के ऊपर भी बात करना शुरू करूं कि मैं एक फ्लाइट खरीद लेती हूँ, फ्लाइट के ऊपर अपना काम करूं. तो देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ ऑप्शंस. विच वन विल बी करेक्ट, डिग्री ऑफ अनसर्टेनिटी के साथ में which decision I will be joining will be requiring the importance of the real option. Proceeding further, the first objective for every business is to maximize the value of the entrepreneur. Maximize the value. We are not talking about the wealth maximization. Wealth maximization और value maximization में थोड़ा सा फर्क है. वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन इज मेरे पास में पैसा बढ़ना चाहिए. वैल्यू मैक्सिमाइजेशन मेरे शेयर होल्डर्स को जब मैं डिविडेंड दूंगी तो वो मेरी कंपनी को वर्थवाइल करेंगे और वो पॉपुलैरिटी मेरे बिजनेस का बढ़ता जाएगा, उससे मेरे बिजनेस का वैल्यू बढ़ेगा. जैसे अब मैं अगर मार्केट में कहीं इन्वेस्ट करना जाऊंगी तो मैं स्विगी जोमेटो में इन्वेस्ट करूं या टीसीएस में इन्वेस्ट करूं, विच वन विल बी बेटर फॉर मी? मेरे हिसाब से स्विगी जोमेटो के सामने मुझे टीसीएस ज्यादा मैक्सिमाइजिंग वैल्यू फॉर एन एंटरप्रेन्योर मिलेगा, तो मैं उसमें इन्वेस्ट करूंगी. वो एक तरीके का मेरे पास में पॉजिटिव साइन टीसीएस से मिला है जो कि मुझे स्विगी और जोमेटो से नहीं मिलेगा. तो कॉर्पोरेट मैनेजर्स ऑफन फोकस ऑन मैक्सिमाइजिंग द शेयर होल्डर्स वैल्यू. वो अपने शेयर होल्डर्स को वैल्यू देते हैं, फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकेंड इज वी फोकस डिसीजन मेकिंग ऑन मैक्सिमाइजिंग द वैल्यू फॉर द एंटरप्रेन्योर. जिससे शेयर होल्डर की जब वैल्यू मैक्सिमाइज होती है तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली आपके एंटरप्रेन्योर की वैल्यू को बढ़ाता है. May be different from maximizing the value of the venture. Maybe that venture is not that good, but still we love that business, or we love that कि नहीं, ये वाला businessman is very good and he is working it very nicely. For example, आज की डेट में मैक्सिमाइजिंग द वैल्यू फॉर द एंटरप्रेन्योर, सब लोग जब भी शॉपिंग करने जाते हैं डीमार्ट में अगर जाकर के करते हैं, और शेयर अगर मुझे डीमार्ट का मिलता है और स्विगी का मिलता है तो मैं किसका खरीदूंगी? मैं डीमार्ट का खरीदूंगी. बिकॉज आई फाउंड अ फोकस ऑन मैक्सिमाइजिंग द शेयर होल्डर्स वैल्यू. कि स्विगी जोमेटो कल को अगर बंद हो जाता है या उसके कंपटीशन में कोई और आ जाता है, डीमार्ट को कोई भी कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाया है. उन्होंने शेयर होल्डर्स को वैल्यू दिया, उससे उनका खुद का एंटरप्रेन्योर का वैल्यू बढ़ा. विच मे बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मैक्सिमाइजिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ द वेंचर. मे बी वो डीमार्ट जो नेक्स्ट वाला जो ओपन करने जा रहा है, हो सकता है वो उतना बड़ा ना हो, या वो जो डीमार्ट पिज्जा बेस अगर शुरू करने जा रहा है वो उतना अच्छा ना हो, बट स्टिल that venture may not be big enough, but we are going to maximize the value for the entrepreneur. All investors may get benefit from knowing the entrepreneur's objectives. हम लोग कब बेनिफिट होते हैं? जब हमें एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर होता है कि ये एंटरप्रेन्योर कैसा है, ये आपको रिटर्न देगा कि नहीं देगा, कल को अपनी कंपनी बंद करके तो नहीं भाग जाएगा, उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है, कितने लॉन्ग रन के बारे में सोच रहा है। यस बैंक पे कितने भी झंझट आया, लेकिन यस बैंक में फिर भी इन्वेस्टर्स लगे रहे, क्योंकि उस एंटरप्रेन्योर का ऑब्जेक्टिव वाज वेरी क्लियर with the general public. I hope I have made myself clear over here with giving certificates on the stock market. Proceeding further with the next one. Now, here are the various stages for new venture development. Venture, we are talking about, but what are the various stages? How do we go on with such stages? The first one is, sorry. The various over here onto this y axis, we are finding out description, real option, action, and stage. The first stage is the opportunity. Now and when we are finding certain opportunity with us. Yes, there comes an opportunity. Supposingly, the action is obtain seed financing, access opportunity, access strategic alternative, determine organizational structure, determine organizational formation, or prepare a business plan. There can be n number of opportunities for us. मेरे पास में एक आइडिया क्रिएट हुआ, उस आइडिया वो एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है मेरे पास में, उस आइडियाज को मैं किस तरीके से वर्क कराऊंगी, वो आइडिया मैं आज की डेट में अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी सेल ऑफ कर दूं तो मुझे आज की डेट में कुछ पैसा मिल जाएगा, या वो मैं आइडिया जो है आगे उसको नेक्स्ट लेवल तक लेकर के जाऊं, तो दैट इज an action that requires over there at the place of an opportunity. Real option क्या होंगे उसके पास, continue to the next stage और modify the concept. कुछ कंसेप्ट में मॉडिफाई करूं जो कंट्रीज टू कंट्रीज वेरी करेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मार्केट के अंदर मैगी को मिली, नेस्ले कंपनी को मिली कि मैगी लॉन्च करनी है. वो उन्होंने ऑप्शन अगर बेच दिया होता किसी और ब्रांड को तो क्या होता, तो वो मैगी हमारे सामने मैगी नहीं होती, कुछ किसी और नाम से होती. पहली चीज. दूसरी चीज, दे कंटिन्यू टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेज and they modify the concept. How they modify the concept? The taste that we are finding here in India and the taste that is originally there of Maggie, they both are different. So that is the opportunity that they found. Ki this sort of product can be sold in the market. But what sort of modifications are required? We are ready to do them. So the description for this opportunity is all activities through preparation of business plan and before incurring a significant expense is termed as an opportunity. Coming up to the next level is research and development. We need to obtain R&D financing. Over here on this stage also we require some funds. Build research team, conduct R&D activities, for example, securing patents, develop prototypes, building websites, test the market research aspects, update business plan, and a number of things. What could be the real option? Continue to the next stage or to the coming up to the next stage of start. Or what we can do is extend a stage, financing, modifying R&D. We should start on with more of our R&D strategy and then to proceed further or just to proceed on. The description for this is all research and development activity must be completed before revenue generation can commence. Coming up to the third stage is startup. Now we start on with our startup. Matlab before coming up with any business, there is a background. That background is termed as opportunity. Then the next second stage of the background is R&D. Then there comes the project, that is the startup. Obtain a startup financing, acquire facilities and equipments, initiate production. Now we are going to start up with a product. Build a starting inventory, build sales and marketing team, initiate revenue generation, access, update a business plan. Now coming up with further is early growth. Now we started on with the growth of our business. Obtain early growth financing, work towards break even. What is break even? Where there is a point when there is no profit, no loss situation. We need to identify what will be a break even point. Expand the team as needed. Expand facilities as and when needed. Access, update business plan. Now the real options can be to continue to the next or extend the stage financing, abandon. The next, after early growth, there can be a rapid growth. Obtain a rapid growth financing towards proven viability. Expand team as needed. Expand facilities as needed. Build a track record for the harvest of excess. And the last is exit. Exit doesn't mean that our business is going to stop. No. It is the obtaining of the continuing function of now what we are going to do. We are going to launch an IPO. We are going to have an acquisition, or we are going to buy out something new for our business. So it is going to start on with the new PLC life cycle, or we are going to get some new funds for better workings. So again, coming up with funds, what all stages we are requiring the funds. Now coming up with the measures, progress with the milestones, enable the parties to postpone financial commitment until needed. The first thing is that we should postpone unless and until the funds is exactly needed. Just say, for example, the director for my business needs to go with a vehicle. So it can be a shared vehicle, it can be a hired vehicle, it can be his own vehicle. Why there is a need to give him BMW unless and until we are not earning profit? So enable the parties to postpone the financial commitment until and unless they are hard and fast needed. Function as a working hypothesis. We should be knowing the functioning or a working of a hypothesis. The milestone provide ways to enhance the expected benefit of the project by structuring opportunities to adapt new information. We should be getting that milestone that now we require some more opportunities, and we for this opportunity we need some more further information. Critical in determining if and how the venture should continue. We should be knowing how our venture should continue. Now, coming up with the some common milestones are scientific proof of concept, prototype completion, commercial sale production, bellwether sale, profitability, first competitive action, first redesign, first significance price. Now, coming up with these terms, what is scientific proof of concept for every business? Unless and until the business is not securing profit, it is not at all a good business. So, that is scientifically proven that yes, when the business is in profit, the business is working. Prototype, first of all, we don't apply everything onto coming to the market and then to work. We create a prototype. Creating a prototype means इसके जैसा एक डमी बना करके हम उसको काम करके देखेंगे कैसा चलेगा. वो काम होता है तब उसको हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, नहीं तो अगेन वी नीड टू गो ऑन विद आर R&D. कमर्शियल स्केल प्रोडक्शन, हम उसको लार्ज स्केल पर प्रोडक्शन करेंगे. वेल वेदर सेल करेंगे. प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी को मार्जिन करेंगे. इस साल कितना प्रॉफिट आया, नेक्स्ट ईयर हमको इससे ऊपर प्रॉफिट रखना है, कैसे रखना है, क्या करेंगे, उसका आगे लार्ज अपने नए स्टोर्स खोलेंगे हैं कि अक्रॉस ग्रोप करेंगे कि उसमें कितने हम डिस्काउंट ऑफर्स करेंगे, किस तरीके से मार्केट को हम कैप्चर करेंगे. वो फर्स्ट कॉम्पिटिटिव एक्शन, हमारा हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स के साथ में हम उनसे कितना आगे हैं, हम अपने प्रोडक्ट को कितनी बार रीडिजाइन या रीडायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं, और सिग्निफिकेंट प्राइस चेंज हमारा कितनी बार आ रहा है. क्या वो हमारे वेदर कंडीशंस के ऊपर आ रहा है, हमारी विलिंगनेस के ऊपर आ रहा है, कि हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स के बेसिस पे आ रहा है. वो सारी चीजों को हमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा. ये कॉमन माइलस्टोन है. अगर हम अपने कॉम्पिटिटर को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, इट मींस वी आर नॉट द फर्स्ट वन, वी आर जस्ट फॉलोइंग देम. आवर कॉम्पिटिटर्स आर अहेड ऑफ अस. once we think that now we are ahead of our competitors, तब we'll try to find out प्राइस में अगर चेंज करेंगे तो हम अपनी इच्छा से करेंगे. we'll be the price maker, will not be the price taker. The next one is sequence for the new venture financing. The various topics, thus what at what all types of new venture financing is required. Bootstrapping, seed financing, R&D, startup financing, first stage financing, second stage financing, third stage financing, McKinsey financing, and bridge financing. They are the various types of financing that we are talking about. What is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping means once we are thinking that nahi, we don't need funds from the outsiders. We are going to make the funds created amongst ourselves, and then we'll be utilizing it for our business. That is our bootstrapping. Bootstrapping. Seed financing, the idea is created. We came with an idea with one big financer. That financer has gone with an idea and he is willing to invest certain amount in our idea. That is seed financing. R&D only for the purpose of research and development. We are asking for funds, not for anything else. Now, how come bootstrapping and seed financing are different? बूट स्ट्रैपिंग मीन्स हम लोग अंदर अंदर हमारे पास में कितना पैसा है, हम मार्केट से हमने लोन ले लिया है, लेकिन इक्विटी फंड हमने हमने अपनी इक्विटी रेज नहीं करी, हमने अपनी शेयर की जो है दूसरे के हाथ में अपना बिजनेस का बागडोर नहीं था। हमारी इक्विटी फंड्स वही होते हैं ना, इक्विटी हमारी ओन्ड कैपिटल, जो हमारा बिजनेस को इक्विटी होल्डर्स कैप्चर करते हैं, हमारे बिजनेस को इक्विटी होल्डर्स जिसके पास में 40 या 41% से अबव का होगा, वो हमारे लिए एक इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर हो जाएगा, वो हमारे बिजनेस पे कमांड करेगा। तो हमने क्या किया, हमने अपने शेयर्स उतने ही मार्केट में लॉन्च किए, बाकी के शेयर्स हम अपने पास में, हमें अब पैसे की जरूरत है तो हम अपनी इक्विटी को नहीं निकालेंगे, हम अपना ही किसी फॉर्म से पैसा रेस करेंगे, रिक्वायरमेंट को फुलफिल करेंगे और उसके बाद में हम उस पैसे को रिटर्न ऑफ करते हैं। सीड फाइनेंसिंग हमने आइडिया जनरेट करेंगे और आइडिया के बेसिस पे हम उसका पैसा ले लेंगे कि ये आइडिया है, ये आइडिया अगर आपको खरीदना है तो पूरा आप आइडिया खरीद लीजिए, या वरना आप इसमें थोड़ा सा अपना फंड दे दीजिए, कुछ अमाउंट ऑफ इक्विटी या कुछ अमाउंट ऑफ पार्टनरशिप वी आर गोइंग टू गिव इट टू यू। केवल रिसर्च के लिए मुझे फंड्स की जरूरत है, आफ्टरवर्ड्स आई विल रिवर्ट बैक द फंड्स टू यू। स्टार्टअप फाइनेंसिंग केवल जब फिनेंस बिजनेस स्टार्ट हो रहा है उस समय की स्टेज पर जो हमारी अपॉर्चुनिटी, जो थर्ड स्टेज थी हमारी, उस स्टेज पे जो हमें जरूरत पड़ रही थी, ओवर हियर in this third stage, after opportunity, research and development, the startup financing was there. So here in this startup financing, after research and development, after your opportunity cost, once we need that now our product is ready, we are ready, we are going to launch it, we need funds. In that case only, in that time only we need funds. That is termed as startup financing. First stage financing, once we have started up with our business, now we require funds for our operations. That is first stage, or we can call it as seed financing also. Second stage, once we are going on with our opportunity and research, then we need funds that are termed as second stage. Third stage, now our product is already going on, we need some diversification, or further on, we need some funds, they are known as third stage financing. Now coming up with new venture or new business plan. Here what we say, it presents the conclusion of the strategic planning exercise. The strategic plan comes first. Writing and circulating a business plan too early can be costly. Of course, yes, unless and until we don't know about our business, unless and until we are not knowing what sort of strategies we are going to farm out, how we are going to start a business. And at that stage, if we are asking for the funds, that's worthless. To present the conclusion of the strategic planning exercising, the strategic planning comes first. We should be knowing what will be our strategy. Either that strategy will be in writing and that strategy should be circulated to all. हमें कोई फंक्शन कराना होता है, हमें ओरिएंटेशन, इंडक्शन, फेयरवेल, कुछ भी एग्जामिनेशन, तो हर चीज का एक एसओपी बना हुआ होता है, वो एसओपी हमारा लिखा हुआ होता है, जितने भी पर्सन उसमें कंसर्न होते हैं उनसे स्टेप बाय स्टेप लेवल पे हम उनको एक्सप्लेन करते हैं। In the same way, when the new venture is coming up, we have to explain them, we have to give it in writing, circulate the business plan too early, and it can be. But before starting up, when we are saying it around 6 months before starting of our business, if we are passing it on, that will be too expensive because that plan can be taken up by our competitor. Different than for established businesses, uncertain about assumptions, milestone and real options, and used for raising the capital. आपका established business और new venture business अगर दोनों के अंदर हम बात करते हैं तो दोनों में थोड़ा सा difference आता है. The first aspect of difference is uncertainty about assumptions. When once we are starting up our business, we are not knowing whether our product will be required or whether our product will be wholeheartedly accepted by the market or not. So that is the uncertainty about the assumptions. Second is the milestone and the real options. Whether we'll be proceeding further, whether we'll be having the profit or what else. The third is used for raising capital. When we'll be going up in the market with our IPO, n number of IPOs came to India. Within this last 6 months, n number of IPOs were there. क्या सारे IPOs को एक बराबर रेफरेंस या एक बराबर अप्रेजल मिला? नहीं. The reason is different than for established business. Coming up with the next overview of the business plan. We should focus on the purpose and use of the plan. What will be our plan? We should be focusing on it. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज we are going to start on with some transport business. Today we were talking about some transport business, but tomorrow some new thing came into our existence and we start on thinking कि नहीं अब हम ये वाला business करेंगे, ये fund यहाँ पे जो हमने लगा दिया इसको लगा रहने दो. No, we should be focusing on the purpose and the use of the plan that we are going on. We should identify and support the key assumptions. Key, this is the assumption that the market is going to accept it, but not onto the seventh heaven. We shouldn't think of it. We should be on the ground level with certain scientific milestones that we'll be thinking about. Highlight the critical factors for success or failure. What kind of success or what will be the critical factor for our failure? Delineate the milestones so users can evaluate success and include financial projections to test the plan. Commit the entrepreneur and facilitate the negotiation. We should be ready for the negotiations. We should always be ready for the negotiations. Now, outline of a typical business plan is executive summary, the background and the purpose of any venture. What sort of market is there? What is the product and services that we are going to launch? The development, productions and operations that we are going to have. The organization and management that we are talking about. The ownership and control will be there in whose hands, and what will be the financial information and what who will be providing us such information. These all basic things, all 7 points must be known before any business plan. What makes a business plan convincing? How can you be satisfied? Okay, yes, now our business plan is full-fledged. We are ready. First is to demonstrate the understanding of the technology, the market risk and the customer's need. कि हमारा जो टेक्नोलॉजी है कौन से मार्केट में जा रहा है, उसका क्या रिस्क है और क्या कस्टमर्स के रिक्वायरमेंट है. अगर सब चीजें मैच करेंगी तभी वो हमारा बिजनेस प्लान कन्विंसिंग होगा. इफ आई स्टार्टेड ऑन थिंकिंग कि रिसेशन पीरियड में मैं जो है मून पे प्लॉट बेचना शुरू करूं, so that project will not go on. It won't be convincing enough because here the technology, the market, the risk, and the customer's need, they all are totally different. We should be redefinable assumptions that yield testable hypothesis. We should be having a testable hypothesis. We should be having a credible evidence of irrevocable commitments. We should be having evidence of reputation and certification and signals the quality and capabilities of the team. What are some of the pitfalls about the business plans? Is failing to identify clearly the customer problem that the venture would address. We are not aware what the customers really need. Second is failing to identify clearly a narrow target market. What our market is going through. We are not finding it out. Relying on business models that does not make economic sense. Relying on high credentialities, team that lacks the critical expertise the venture needs, and failing to recognize the threats and potential problems. Coming up with the summary, there are many types of entrepreneurial activities. The financial paradigm, the maximization of the value of the entrepreneurs will guide the decision making. Milestones can create value and may benefit the entrepreneurs and investors. A venture financing needs and options are linked to its stage of growth, and business plans are both important and different for new ventures. Now, coming back to a presentation, here comes the ending of our, from my end, the entrepreneurial finance. What sort of, where we all need the finances, what sort of entrepreneurs are there, what are their basic requirements, what all things we need to know before going on with the financing of any business enterprise. If there is any query from any end, please let me know.
Thank you so much, madam, for your wonderful presentation. Now I request dear participants, without any queries, come ahead, dear participants. Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir, please.
Yes, Dr.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Saranand. Yes, sir,
Hello.
please.
Good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir, Principal, sir, Prashant, sir, and thank you very much, madam, for your great presentation and various aspects you have mentioned, and really a learning experience for us. And various aspects are you are talking about, and I like that if you want to start with any kind of business, it should be like a pilot project, and then we can go for and how much it is really required, and we can find it out. So that facet is wonderful. Ma'am, what my question is, some people, they are going very well in their business, and all of a sudden, because of their growth, they feel that we should expand now. They may go with some more centers or something like that, or maybe they are expanding their own business, and all of a sudden, we can see the collapse of that business. At least I've seen two through three example like this. So what do you suggest about this? Why the sustainability of the business was not there, and why the growth has not taken place? In fact, they were expanding that business. Thank you.
So the thing is ki regarding any sustainability, the first is we should try to find out the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of any business. The SWOT analysis needs to be done. What has been the basic strength of any business? What has been the weakness? What is the opportunities and what are the threats that they are going through? Supposingly, they have taken ample amount of funds, but they were not in requirement of that much fund throughout the lifetime, but they are paying interest on to that amount of fund. So that is just giving up a overload onto a business, the amount that they are not getting. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरे पास में पैसा है 1 करोड़ रुपए मैंने आज एक मकान में लगा दिया, मैं उस मकान में खुद रह रही हूँ, कल को फिर मैं 1-1.5 करोड़ का दूसरा मकान ले लेती हूँ, लेकिन उस मकान को मैं किराए पे नहीं उठाती हूँ, वो 1.5 करोड़ के ऊपर मैं इंटरेस्ट पे कर रही हूँ, तो इज इट वर्थ वाइल ऑफ गेटिंग दैट 1.5 करोड़? उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट भी जा रहा है, उस पर मुझे रिटर्न नहीं मिल रहा है, और ऐसा पैसा अगर मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगी, चाहे बिजनेस हो, चाहे मकान हो, चाहे कहीं पे भी हो, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू गिव रिटर्न. So the SWOT analysis, proper SWOT SWOT analysis needs to be done.
Correct, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? So thank you, Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir.
One more question is there. Just SWOC or SWOT is enough, or is there any other steps are there to keep our business sustainable, right? Because there are a number of competitive drives. Okay, so the other people are also wants to go ahead. So these are the things you'll find in business. So how to build sustainability? What are the points you would like to say that the business will progress and the finance will be there and everything will be there? That is one question. And another question, nowadays I'm watching that in a real estate business, the people are having land and they invite some other people to invest in that, and they are putting their money. So it is business of whom? Both of them, or it is a business of whom? Thank you.
So that is a venture capital, first of all, for a particular project that they are coming up. That is a venture capital. Second thing is regarding the first question that you asked, apart from SWOT analysis, what we can do is we can go with the free cash flow analysis. How much cash is basically required, how much cash needs to be done for the work in progress, how much cash we should be requiring in order to bear that amount of uncertainty or unknown temperaments or unknown things that are going to be the cause for any of our business to fall down. So we should be having some of the free cash flow analysis also. Cash flow analysis needs to be done. If the business entrepreneur thinks that yes, I am the king, I know each and everything, it's very good, but still he should consult some other auditor or some other investor that he'll be telling ki this is he's a promoter, he'll be telling you how much amount he needs. Apart from that, there are certain government interventions also which restrict any of the business to grow. Taking an example of ITC. ITC is Indian Tobacco Company, which is each and every one, or maximum number of people are utilizing, but still uska share ka price zyada nahi jata. Unko zyada return nahi milta because there are always the government restriction implied on it. अब उस बिजनेस को हम ये नहीं कह सकता ये प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा रहा है, इसका शेयर प्रॉफिट नहीं दे रहा है. बिजनेस प्रॉफिट ले रहा है, कस्टमर ले रहा है, लेकिन फिर भी उसका बिजनेस नहीं आ पा रहा. द रीजन इज the government interventions. So there are a number of things that we need to know before proceeding with any of a business, or along with taking to find out what are the various causes for its drawback. I hope I've made myself clear.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
explanation.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Premlata ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, namaste, Professor Bedkar sir and Prashant sir. Also, madam, it was really very nice presentation, madam. And my
Thank you, ma'am.
question
Thanks,
is
ma'am.
related to you spoke about various kind of funding and all, na? So my question
Yes,
is what funding is allocated to the new product development, madam, from financing and from ongoing operations? What funding is allocated, madam?
मैम इक्विटी जैसे हम लोग फाइनेंस की आप बात कर रहे हैं, तो इक्विटी का हम लोग रेशियो क्या रखते हैं?
इक्वल रहता है
1:2. 1:2 या इक्वल रहता है. लेकिन अगर हम इक्वल पे लेकर के जाएंगे तो हमारा बिजनेस दूसरा जना ले जाएगा. बराबर. तो 1:2 का रेशियो लेते हैं. 1 रेशियो फॉर इक्विटी, 2 रेशियो फॉर द डेप्ट. हम सारा अमाउंट उनको नहीं दे देते. बराबर. तो अलग अलग बिजनेस आपके जिस हिसाब से ऑपरेट करता है उसका फंडिंग उसी हिसाब से जाएगा. ये नहीं है देयर इज नो वेल डिफाइंड रूल कि मेरा बिजनेस है तो इसमें यही होना है. नहीं. ईच एंड एवरी टाइप ऑफ बिजनेस रिक्वायर्स डिफरेंट सॉर्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट पैटर्न्स टू बी फॉलोड.
Okay. When we talk about preference shareholders and stakeholders, do you think our business अगर जो प्लान करते हैं ना बिजनेस प्लान वगैरह, तो प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स लोगों को अगर हम लोग ज्यादा ही प्रेफरेंस देते गए तो in what way our business plan how we'll be able to achieve our objectives like?
प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स वगैरह अगर हम ज्यादा लेते हैं तो मैडम हमारा बिजनेस जो है ज्यादा प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा पाएगा. और बिजनेस का जो मेन मोटिव हमारा है कि हमें अपना बिजनेस को प्रॉफिट लेकर के वो बिजनेस का प्रॉफिट री इन्वेस्ट करना है ना. हम आज जो प्रॉफिट कमाएंगे वही हम अपने बिजनेस में वापस लगाएंगे. अपनी जेब से तो पैसा कोई नहीं लगाएगा बिजनेस में. तो अगर वो पैसा हम कमा ही नहीं पाएंगे, वो उनको हम डिविडेंड या इंटरेस्ट के फॉर्म में हम उनको देते रहेंगे, तो हम अपने बिजनेस में क्या लगाएंगे? जब हमारा बिजनेस आगे ग्रो ही नहीं करेगा तो हमारा बिजनेस कहाँ स्टे कर पाएगा? तो वो वैसे ही अगर एक छोटी सी दुकान से शुरू हुआ है तो वो छोटी ही दुकान पे खत्म हो जाएगा. आगे एक मॉल तक नहीं पहुंच पाएगा.
नहीं होगा. ओके ओके फाइन फाइन.
थैंक यू मैम.
थैंक यू मैडम.
थैंक यू मैम. शरण बसप्पा.
Yes, good evening, madam. Difference between for general or normal business and corporate business, what the difference between these are the two models of
general
business.
and normal business.
Normal or general business or corporate business. What is the differentiation between?
Sir, I couldn't hear the second one. General, normal business, and what is the second business that you talked about?
Corporate business.
Corporate business.
Yes, madam.
So general and normal businesses, supposingly we are going on कि हमारा अभी जो बिजनेस चालू है, रिलायंस जियो मार्ट है, डी मार्ट है, ये सब हमारा जनरल बिजनेस की कैटेगरीज में आता है. कॉर्पोरेट बिजनेस क्या हो गया? जो कॉर्पोरेट बिजनेस हब्स वगैरह के अंदर आते हैं, हम केवल B2B बात करते हैं, हम B2C की बात नहीं करते. ओनली B2B, बिजनेस टू बिजनेस इंटरेक्शंस. ठीक है सर.
Okay.
I hope I've made myself clear. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Wonderful answers, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanand Shukla sir, Premlata ma'am, and also Sharan Basappa sir. for your nice queries, and ma'am have clarified your doubts. So thank you. Now I request the chief organizer of the series, our ideal principal, M. Ambedkar sir, for concluding words. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for providing me this wonderful platform where I can interact with n number of peoples. Very good. Their questions, their inspirations, they're all just touched my heart. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur in Maharashtra State, is organized a world record series 2. Today there was on dais Dr. Puja Kaushik ma'am, who talked upon the entrepreneurial finance and challenges. Very sincerely, clearly, ma'am have given a real justice to the topic today. The topic was relevant to the business. And ma'am have cleared each and every doubts. The presentation was so point to point and giving examples on different things. So the really it was very wonderful session, madam. You presented so nicely in a simple words. We understood a lot. So thanks a lot on behalf of the organizing committee members. You paid your valuable time to the series. So thank you so much. I thank the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar sir. Then also thanks the faculty members of my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale sir, Praveen Utke sir, and others. Special thanks Swanand Shukla sir, Premlata Munoli ma'am, and Sharan Basappa sir, who take parts in the discussion session. And heartily thanks all those dear participants who join the series regularly. Now I request to you all, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. With the kind permission of the chief organizer, I declare the session is over. Thank you so much. Once again, Puja ma'am, thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.